Tung 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 Sahur.
At 3:47 a.m., the drum started echoing through our street. 3 knocks, 3 chances, and 1 deadly mistake. He answered on the 4th. This happened during Ramadan last year, in a small, quiet neighborhood just outside of Jakarta. My cousin Rayan had just moved into a cheap rented house on the edge of town, a place too quiet for comfort. Now, before I continue, you should know something. There's this strange local belief here. It says that during Sahur, before the fast begins, you might hear drums. Not the usual ones, not human. These are different. They sound old, heavy, and slow. Tung, tung, tung. If you hear it 3 times, you're supposed to respond immediately. Look out the window. Open the door. Say something. Anything. Just don't ignore it. Because if you do, and it knocks a 4th time, you won't be alone anymore. Ryan didn't believe in that stuff. He thought it was just some weird village myth. Until the night it happened. It was around 3:40 a.m. Ryan was scrolling through his phone in bed, half asleep. Suddenly, he heard it. Tung. He paused. Tung. It was faint, but real. Sounded like it was coming from the end of the street. Tung. 3 slow, deep knocks. Not on his door, not on the wall, but like from somewhere outside, echoing in the empty air. Ryan got goosebumps. He told me later he felt watched, even though he didn't see anything outside his window. But he laughed it off. Probably some kids messing around, he thought. He didn't respond. Didn't move. Didn't even get up. He just rolled over and went back to sleep. Big mistake. Next night. Same time. Same sound. But this time, it was louder. Closer. Tung, tung, tung. Rayan sat up, heart pounding. He suddenly remembered the story I once told him about the 4th knock. The one no one should ever hear. Then, the room went dead silent. No wind, no dogs barking, no crickets, just silence. And then, tung. 1. More. Time. But this one wasn't outside, it was right. On his front door. He froze, slowly. He got out of bed, walked to the peephole, but no one was there. Or so he thought. Just as he turned to walk back, he saw a shadow slip under his bedroom door. Not walk in, not open it. Slide under. He screamed, ran for the light switch, but it wouldn't turn on. Everything stayed pitch black, except for one thing, his phone screen. It had turned on by itself, and on it was a video. It was from his own camera, but he hadn't recorded anything. The video showed him sleeping, and standing in the corner, barely visible in the dark, was a tall wooden figure holding a drum. Its head was tilted. Its face had no eyes, just a stretched, splintered mouth, and 2 massive carved hands. It lifted the drum and began hitting it again. Tung, tung, tung. The screen cut to black. Rayan doesn't live in that house anymore. Actually, we don't even know where he is, because after that night, he disappeared. All that was left behind was his phone, still playing the sound of that drum, on repeat. And on his wall, scratched in crooked handwriting, were 4 words, "You were too late." But Ryan wasn't the only one who heard the drums that week. Every night at 3:33 a.m., I heard it. Tung, 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 Sahur. But the sound wasn't coming from Earth. I know how it sounds. Another late-night horror story, right? But I swear on my life, this wasn't a dream. It started 3 weeks ago. I moved into a small apartment in Queens, New York. Just a quiet corner. Nothing fancy. The previous tenant, disappeared. No explanation, no forwarding address, just vanished. I didn't think much of it until the first night. At exactly 3:33 a.m., I heard it. Tung 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 Sahur. It echoed down the hallway, metallic, distant, like a ritual bell being struck by something that shouldn't exist. I froze. What kind of alarm clock sounds like that? I looked out my door. Hallway, empty, silent. I asked the neighbors the next morning. Nobody else heard a thing. In fact, they all looked at me like I was crazy. The next night, it happened again. Same time, same sound. Tung 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 Sahur. But this time, I saw a shadow. A long stretched silhouette walking past my mirror, even though no one was in the room. Night 4. I didn't sleep. I waited. And when the clock hit 3:33, it happened. But louder, closer, angrier. The walls shook. My lights flickered. And then, I saw it. A figure, black, thin, like smoke in human shape, crawling on the ceiling. Its face, a mirror, cracked, bleeding. And from its mouth came the chant, Tung, 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 Sahur. I ran. I ran outside in my boxers, barefoot, didn't care. Screaming, crying. The building looked normal from outside. Quiet, dark. Cops came. They searched. Found nothing. But here's the part that makes me never want to go back. One officer pulled me aside and whispered, "You're not the first tenant to hear it. Third one this year." They all vanished. All at 3:33 a.m. I moved out the next day. But sometimes, in my new place, far away, I still wake up at 3:33 a.m. and in the silence just faintly. Tung, 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 sahur, and I wonder, am I next? He only appears after midnight, a man with no face, who walks backwards, straight into your soul. I used to work night shifts at a gas station just off Route 17 in Pennsylvania. Quiet, boring, just how I liked it. Until one night. Everything changed. It was around 1:12 a.m., freezing cold, dead silent. Then the security monitor blinked, static, just for a second. When the screen cleared, there he was, a man. But something was wrong. He was walking backwards, perfectly still head. Slow, careful steps. His back turned to the camera. But somehow, he was looking directly at me. I thought maybe it was a glitch, or a drunk messing around. But then he stopped. Right at the edge of the gas station's glass door, still backwards, frozen. No movement for 10, 15, maybe 20 seconds. Then his head tilted, completely sideways, like a puppet with a broken neck. I couldn't move, couldn't breathe. Finally, I gathered enough courage to open the door slightly and say, "Sir, are you okay?" No answer, not even a flinch. And then he ran, still backwards, into the darkness, full speed, not turning around even once. I called my supervisor, filed a report. We even checked the footage the next day. Here's the part that still gives me nightmares. On the tape, the man wasn't just walking backwards. He never had a face, just skin, smooth, like a mannequin dipped in oil. I tried to forget. I quit the job 2 days later. But last week, while driving back home around midnight, I saw something in my rearview mirror. A figure, in the middle of the road, not facing me, just slowly, walking backwards toward my car. I hit the gas. Didn't stop until I was 2 towns over. But now every night, I check my mirrors twice. I lock my doors 3 times, because I know this much. He's not a man, and he doesn't want to be seen. He wants to follow. Backwards, into your home, into your dreams, into you.